What is going on, everybody? Savvy. I'm doing well, dude. I'm doing very well. I'm excited to be doing this and try to get some of this grind on. And Mega, what's up, buddy? Thanks so much for stopping by again. Yeah, you guys have been showing up, and I appreciate the heck out of it. Wow, it looks like I have a lot of revives. I was going, I did not plan that out well at all. I did not plan that well. Maybe I can make use of those later today when everything is on cooldown. But I need to jump into it. I need to jump into it. I think I'm a little bit behind pace, but I think it's important to remember that I'm just starting my day. I'm just starting my day. Campo, what's up, dude? How are you? How is your day going so far? You're out on the East Coast, right? So we're looking at a lunch break. Yeah. And what is ever? Did everyone get a chance to see the Marvel Contest of Champions video that came out today? I thought that was pretty cool. And Humans LOL run. So that's what I actually bought all of those revives for. There was that deal that came out a couple of weeks ago. I feel like, or in the last couple of weeks, and that's actually what those were for. And I did start. I did start, and I don't know. I think that's one of those ones where I'm just gonna have to set some time aside and just decide I'm getting it done. It doesn't matter how not fun, how little fun I'm having, and then streaming it. Like, this is fun because I get to talk with you all, and it is what it is. Like, there's nothing overly frustrating happening. I think you guys would see a very, very frustrated version of me if I streamed that. So I think, as a favor to everyone, I will not be streaming it. That's the way I think about it, anyways. Maybe we could go far and just have fun, make a joke out of it. Iron Patriot, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Kingslayer, thanks for stopping by, man. Dude, you are crushing this thing we call YouTube lately. Congratulations. A lot of hard work went into that, and it's really cool to see you have found your audience and you found your videos, man, and that's awesome. Congratulations on that. Well earned, well deserved success. I'm gonna check it out right now. Uh, Mega. Spinnaker, hey, what's up, dude? How are you doing? I finally did get to see your actual video with the solo with Mojo, and it was crazy, dude. You were not kidding. Truly down to 1% health. That was awesome. That was awesome, and such a great solo. And really did highlight like that Mojo can heal. He can heal. He can do a lot. I've been enjoying the Mojo content lately, as you know. Vague Gaming, what's up, dude? Thanks so much for stopping by. There was something that Iron Patriot. That's what I wanted to say, dude. Your Summer of Pain fight breakdown. I really enjoyed that. I think that's something that's good to get out there. I know you had. I feel like I saw on the Discord server there was a little bit of a question on, when to get that out. I think get that out as soon as possible. You obviously want it to be quality, and with a player of your skills, obviously the knowledge is going to be good. But get that out there as soon as possible, because I think that's one of those things where people watch maybe one or two videos, and then they call it a day. They go in and they do their fights, and then if they're really struggling, they'll come back and do anything. So it's that kind of weird thing that obviously I don't have down pat, but I'm still trying to figure it out, of dealing with like the YouTube algorithm. Like, how does that work? And being first is a big deal, and then obviously being correct, which is great, which you have down. Quick heads up, you spelled Cat's name wrong on the description for the credits. Oh, that's not good. Hopefully I at least got the cat part right, but thank you, because that's the default setting for everything, and so I definitely want to get that done properly. The whole point is to credit someone, not to misspell their name. I'll have to check that out. I appreciate the heads up. Yeah, it was a bit close for comfort, but fun nonetheless. Absolutely. Why I'm a little more excited for Penny Parker than Spider 99. I think part of that's the video itself. Like they highlighted her, and then he was just kind of a part of it. It seemed like they were saying like that's who she's been kind of working with, if I understood the video well. I didn't love the version of Penny Parker they went with. I guess maybe that's from like the comics or something. I have never hidden the fact that most of my knowledge comes from the movies. And so I really like the character from the Spider-Verse movie. And not that there was like a ton of development on that character, but that was the character I kind of wanted. That being said, what I saw got me very, very excited for her. Got me very, very excited for her. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to get her. This grind right here has turned into a little bit of a learning experience. I'm definitely not giving up. I'm going to do my best to get this done, but I am going to keep in mind, you know, I don't know if it's going to make a lot of sense for me to use a bunch of refreshes for this, because I think I might still not get there, and I want to see what my account can do with me playing as much as I possibly can. One thing that I've already learned is I think it'll make a lot of sense for me to go in round two. And the reason is that Saturday's going to be tough. Saturday's going to be tough because I'm going to want to be with my family. I'm going to want to spend that time with my family. There's just really no way around that. And so Saturday's going to be the most difficult, I think, by a good stretch. OG Highline, dude, what is up? How's it going? How's it going? Are we going to get a weather report? No pressure, by the way. No pressure on that. You know, you don't put pressure on true artists and performers and comedians. You know, that's like a divine thing, and that happens when it happens. So no pressure, please. But it's great to see you. Spider-Man 2099 SPD animation looked bland. You know what? Maybe I didn't pay enough attention to the video. I think he's going to be good, though. I think they're going to make him good. But every time I say this stuff, I'm wrong. Or it feels like it. It feels like I'm often wrong. But I just don't see adding another Spider-Man character, knowing that we've had a lot of them, for them not to be good. But then I think of all the Hulks. And MSD was actually on the stream last night, for those who weren't able to catch it. He likes Overseer. And I was asking him about it, and I was getting, not pointed, but I wanted to kind of dive deep on that. And ultimately what he was saying is, look, I don't think Overseer is like the new best champion in the game. I just think he's better than people realize, type of a thing. And that's fair. I think. And it kind of makes me excited as someone who's now pulled Overseer 3 times. All right, we'll go ahead and use the falter debuff here. And I was really glad that we got a lot of chance to talk about Mole Man last night. Every time I get a chance to talk about him, I like to. I think he is very good, but I think it's important that we all keep in mind that he has been bugged. And at some point, probably, we don't know when, but at some point, they probably will fix that. And so I think that's really important for folks who are considering ranking him up. He's still going to be very good. You're just going to need to make some choices, I think, a little bit. Superman, what's going on? I'm glad Tuna is the classic look and not the spin-off suit. Was that the white suit? So it looks like they went with the black. Was it the white suit? I feel like we saw a version of that. Maybe that was the leak that we saw. I think that's what that was. Let me know if I'm on the right path there with that one. Because I thought he looked good. I thought he looked really good. And if there's a version that people like from, you know, comics and stuff, I like when they go with that, kind of stick to that type of a thing. Oh, this is a weird matchup. See, this is the kind of thing. This is me learning. I spent too much time fiddling with that stuff previously. Thanks, Phil. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. How are you doing, by the way? You were up pretty late, which was, I guess, your last night. At least it felt like it to me. Maybe that's how late you normally stay up. Yeah, man, the new featured grinds I've ever done were Monday through Thursday, once for the same reason. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be easier for me, or it'd work better because I'd be able to take the time off of work. That'd be like one less day I had to clear my work schedule. But the fact of the matter, and I just didn't think about it, is like now there's a full Saturday. And, you know, like if my family was like already doing something, if they were going out with friends and like the dads weren't coming along or whatever, I mean, I could still go, but I wouldn't feel as much like I'm missing out on something, or that they're missing out on me or what have you. And that's just not like what's going on tomorrow. And so I'm going to do my best. I am not quitting. I'm going to do my best. I want to see what my account can do, and I want to get a sense of those things. And if nothing else, I'm going to earn a lot of units that I can use for refreshes on others. And who knows, by the time we get to it, maybe I will do refreshes. I'm not dead setting that, except for I know that I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep just doing what I can, and I'm going to stream it because it's a blast. Um, are you a cheater? How do you have to? Oh, I cheat. Yeah, I definitely cheat. I have an app that I use. It's called Gold Add App, and I just do that, and I just add as much gold as possible. I know Grinfeld. Obviously, they're kidding. No, it's from opening up a lot of crystals. So when you open up a lot of crystals, you end up with a lot of expiring ISO. And when you end up with a lot of expiring ISO, you sell a lot of it. And then the gold just accumulates. It just accumulates. And I feel like it was kind of, I don't think they did it for people who've whaled, but it was a nice change for people who've whaled when the AQ changes happened. When the AQ changes happened. Because now we can pay for AQ with our gold, which means it's just completely free. Because I mean, what the heck am I going to do with 644 million gold, right? Like, I'm set for AQ. Like, I could play map 10 probably. I'm not worried about gold. So yeah, and then that also means, so that's one of those interesting things too. Again, for just people who've whaled out huge, is that gold is never a consideration for rank ups, which is just, that makes it different, right? It's just another advantage. There's more than just accumulating champions. And if you're really smart about it, you can make it so you never have to run out of ISO either. I mean, you're selling ISO. That's how you got the gold to begin with. So there's a way to start being smart about that if that's something that you're considering. Most of the really massive whales, that's why, for those who've watched my channel for a while, know that I call myself a goldfish, because I've seen the massive whales. I've played alongside quite a few of them. There's even a couple in 4 Loki who are like, honestly, I'm a goldfish compared to them. And for them, it doesn't matter. They just open, they sell their ISO. I'm sure some don't even sell their ISO because they just know they're going to have enough as it is. If it's fine by me, yeah, dude, hop on in. I love the company. I love the chatting. I love the company. And I think it's always good for viewers because then they get more than just my perspective on things. Like, we learned a really great thing yesterday when we were talking about Sorcerer and Claire and Doom. And like, something I was saying, I knew very much what I was trying to say, but having other people on chat made it very clear that what I was trying to say wasn't coming out well. And so that was really helpful. Astro, what's up, buddy? I feel like it's been a bit. So great to see you. That's awesome. Spider-Man 92 looks too generic. Don't know why. I'd hate Agent Venom animations above him, maybe. I'd rate Agent... I think Agent Venom is really freaking cool, though. So that's a high bar, but I do hear you. I do hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree. But I also am thinking I missed a little bit in there because I did not see a lot of him. I think I was just so focused on Penny and that it wasn't the version of Penny that I was hoping for. But I think it'll still be awesome. Thanks for clarifying. Still for nostalgia, I like the original look. Right on. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, let's change this up a little bit. I do like using Shang-Chi against Doom because of the unblockable. I think going unblockable, it means it doesn't matter if Doom throws his SB1 or not. And thanks to Spinnaker, I now know how to evade both of his specials, which makes a massive difference in playing against Doom. All right. Here we go. You can rank up every champ in the game to rank 5 and still have enough gold. Absolutely, Grinfeld. It's like, yeah. I mean, you've definitely got it, and it's one of those things where that's just not a problem that I've ever faced. That so many players of this game do, and so I think it's really important to keep that in mind when people are talking about rank ups. Like, I always approach it from the resource side as far as your catalysts, but there's a whole other side about ranking up champions being the gold. As well, too, right? You got to keep that stuff in mind. But I open crystals too, and I only get 2 stars and 0 gold. Yeah, and trust me, I'm not saying that's a smart way to play the game. There's a reason why you guys are seeing me try to grind out a champion and say I don't think I'm going to do refreshes, and I'll hold on to the units if I can. It's not a smart way. It's really fun. It's just not smart. Mr. Belding. I have never committed to an arena grind, never gotten a champ from one that wasn't a 5-star special arena. I've done it a few times in my day. My life was very different then. It was all pre-pandemic, and my kids had we would have nannies, or they were in full-time care, or my mother-in-law was helping out. And one, actually, ironically, was on a family vacation where my family got sick. We were at my in-laws, and my family got sick, and somehow I did not. And they were just in bed all day. And, I like my in-laws. They're wonderful people, but I had a lot of time on my hands, and I hadn't brought like books or my computer or anything. So I just had my phone. And I think that's when I grinded out Havoc. I think that was the Havoc grind. There's a lot I don't remember. Basically, as long as I get 6 hours in, wow, dude, that's impressive. I typically need more than 6. Got to keep moving. This is the mistake I made. Yesterday. Got to keep moving. Like the song says.
Yeah, man, you gotta shoot pretty high to get America, don't you?
I think so. I have made my peace with there may be a 5-star in my future. And I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that because I've been clear. I'm doing this because I like the character from the comics, not because I'm going to instantly rank 3 her, use an awakening gem, and sig her up as high as I can. So this is something like her featured is not that far away, right? She'll be in the next featured crystal, where a champion like Penny Parker and Spider 99, that's going to be a long time. So you either get them in their Cav crystals or their arena, or you wait a very long time to get them. And so if they're good, if they're champions I want to go for, you'll see a different level of motivation from me.
Yeah, I get that, but you do realize the next 6-star featured is still like 2 months away, right?
Yeah, of course. But that would mean the other one would be 5.
Yeah, I guess so. I also think getting the 5-star still makes sense for you because you stated already that you want America Chavez because you like the character, not because you really think that she's going to change your account, right?
Absolutely. And I think her sig ability is important to her having damage. Yep.
So a 5-star might actually not be so bad, especially since you can very easily get that up to Sig 200 without too much of an investment.
Oh, absolutely. Like I have awakening gems and 6 stone crystals that I haven't even opened.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm pretty sure I have like 2 or 3 5-star awakening gem crystals I just haven't bothered to open at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. People are at that point of the game, and that's important and that's valuable. It's just not where I'm at, right?
Yeah. We should be getting the abilities for what are they called? Penny Parker and Spider-Man 2099 soon, I think. They normally come out around 1 a.m. Wait, don't say anything.
Yeah.
CCP thing. Yeah, no.
You heard the elongated pause.
Yeah.
I do think in about 2 minutes there should be something, I think.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Sorry to be cryptic there, everyone.
Nah, I get it.
But I do think we'll have something to talk about. Let's see. I did not pick these teams very well, did I? That should be fine. BMCG, what's up, dude? What's up? OG Highland. Yeah, Enzo, that's a great example. And then like the guys in 4 Logan are talking about like Clown, Yusafa. I hate to even like group Bryn in with this because Bryn is so freaking good at this game. But he's I classify him in like the goldfish cracker based on what I've seen with me. So he's kind of in that level.
Man,
Clown.
stop making me hungry. They have goldfish.
Sorry.
But like they're insanely expensive.
Goldfish crackers?
Yeah. No, they're like $5 for one of those small packs that you can get through in like one bowl.
Jeez Louise, import prices, huh? How do I like my R3 Black Panther? Devil Dog, I really like him. Now I think he's a blast to play, so that is part of it. I would not recommend someone just ranks him up for kicks and giggles. There's better. I think there are better, more usable, you get what I'm trying to say here. Champions in the skill class. That being said, if you happen to have one, especially if you have one at a high sig, he can do a lot of stuff, and the synergy with Hulk is great for him. It was a part of his kit that just didn't feel quite right. And so they added that. That's the infuriate debuff. The problem is you have to have a high sig Black Panther and Hercules. So yeah.
For me at least, I basically see Black Panther as if you either really like him, like you were saying, you enjoy him, you find him to be a fun champion, then go for it. Or if you, frankly, if you really don't have any other skill options, he's not a bad choice. But if you have like other skill options, or you can wait, or you can save that T5CC or those T5 basic or that skill awakening gem, I would wait at least like a month or two, see if anything new comes along.
Yeah, I think that's good advice, right? Like, there's just a lot of he needs, or there's a lot of contingencies when playing him that aren't the best. They're not the most fun. What's up, Toffrey? When did I get back into 4 Loki? The war season's kind of messed up the timing on it. I was going to go back at the end of the last war season. I had been talking with Taters for quite a while about it, and so we made it happen. But then remember, the last war season got cut short because of some sort of bug. I don't think it was this current parry bug, was it?
I think it was the parry bug was why the war season got cut short.
Oh yeah, that's right. I actually went back in the previous off season. 4 Loki was kind of taking it easy. Wow, I can't believe how much time's gone by. And so Taters had kind of taken a break. Lizer and DeLeon were leading the BG. I put out a couple war videos. They honestly, they take time the way I do them. And not that they didn't get any views, but they didn't get a lot. And then I got into the CCP, and so other videos just kind of took preference. So I could see why a lot of people wouldn't even know that I got back into 4 Loki. And then one of the reasons I left was time, like as particularly on Saturdays with war. And in talking to Taters, he's like, I think we can make this work in my BG. I really like it. If you came back to 4 Loki, you did it in my BG. I believe we can make this work. And so I'm there and trying it. And I like the guys and gals there are awesome. So I'm really happy to be back.
Sir Snoop Slot, you're right. 10 likes and 5 dislikes. Come on, guys. Get some likes in here.
Oops. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, there's something weird going on with the dislikes lately. It is what it is. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Not much I can do about it. So I'm not going to sweat it.
Yeah. Krishna says another compensation. Interesting. I haven't checked what that is just yet, but they really are loading us up with, I assume it's going to be AQ compensation, another 3K glory.
Speaking of the 4 Loki whales, there's Isafa. What's up, dude? Are you going to put out another video on your most recent opening? I enjoyed your one from yesterday. I definitely enjoyed that one. And I don't know if you saw, I commented. And I think the 6 stars did travel in packs, my friend. I think they did. The only debuff Egan can't shrug is that faults are just due to the mechanics. Yeah, I had to pay a little bit of attention in that one. I realized I was going to mess it up if I didn't.
It seems like the general discussion notes for the new side quest have come out. So I'll take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, actually, so take a look at the what else came out. There's something else I think came out. I don't. Obviously, I want to be careful with timelines. But there's something else that came out.
Don't say anything.
Take a look at it if you can, because there's something that I think is coming out today. I would like to talk about.
Okay, I don't think the spotlights are out just yet, but no. I will say if I see them.
Did patch notes come out?
I'm gonna have to check that. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Twisted Soul. Now, I think there's something else going on. Like this happened, I think around Thanksgiving of last year. And I really have no clue who it is, why they're doing it. Like, it's just, in fact, I've talked to some other MCoC YouTubers, and they're like, it's kind of almost just like a rite of passage, because not everyone, but quite a few folks, it happened to them too, where people just decide that they're going to like spam dislikes. I also think there was a point in time where maybe that was really hurtful to a channel, and then YouTube caught on to that. And so I don't think it really factors into the algorithm that much at all anymore. I honestly don't know. I have no idea who it is. And I don't really spend much time thinking about it. So, yeah. It's kind of if I do think about it, I kind of almost just feel badly for someone because I'm like, you spend all this time and energy either doing bots or really actual humans doing this, and I don't even know who you are. But yeah, that's
Hey, Spin, welcome to the chat.
What's up, Spin?
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I just might not talk a lot because I do have a sore throat after yesterday, but I will say that there are patch notes.
All right.
Okay, I'll try to find those.
Scroll through the patch notes scroll through the patch notes, everybody, to I think it's champion updates. Yusafa, no, all my crystal pools were not recorded. Oh no. Everyone would hate you. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is. That's why the dislike button is there, for people to be like, I hate that guy. I don't hate you though. I don't hate you. Never could. Never could. Never will. And congrats, by the way. There's no SQ, thank God. Campo, all right. Who's on call?
Oh,
it's
I'm seeing someone. Oh, sorry, go on.
Hold on, just let me say. What's up, Jacob? Just saw your name, buddy. Dude, no, it's I hear why you think it's Slayer. It's not. It's Fel from Discord, and then Spinnaker. All right, let's talk about the updated champion, because I think people are going to be interested in that.
I don't know if I'm just missing something, but I'm not seeing anything about updated champions. Spin, am I missing something?
Bug fixes, maybe?
I don't see that. I just see the bug fixes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you mind reading them, or like just kind of going through them, especially if any champions are updated?
Oh no! Oh, dude, the Mole Man fix.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. So that was coming a lot sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
Well.
And he came up so many times in streams yesterday, and I mean, I feel like I've done a good job of saying, guys, he's gonna eventually get fixed. Like, it's going to happen. I did not know when, but yesterday I was like, God, I want to tell people that it's literally tomorrow. But I can't. I couldn't. So I went as hard as I could, though, to say, like, very different champion. I do think Kingpin might be better. I actually do. I like Kingpin that much. But the Kingpin versus Mole Man question came up so many times yesterday. So, yeah.
Wait, so is that just fixing the bug? Because the way it's worded does make it seem like it's a little more niche, like fixing how it would not interact correctly with other champions. Is that?
I'm wondering that too, but one of the things that as someone who plays Mole Man, very, very I'm not an expert in him, is I found that sometimes the True Strike would go away when it was supposed to, and sometimes it would not. And so I'm wondering if the interaction was with who he was fighting. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that the bug was actually, I think we're going to have to see. And get some clarification on it. But regardless, to me, it was definitely a sign that this isn't the way he is in the game right now is not going to be his permanent state.
I'm also seeing a few other things that kind of concern me, or at least make me raise my eyebrows a little bit. If I go through this, Shang-Chi's Purify and Cleansing Strike was not affected by ability accuracy reduction. Now it will be. I can see that making that ability a little bit less reliable in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Kind of disappoints me just a little bit to hear that it wasn't working properly.
I wonder if that means like if he has like a concussion. I think that's where they're going with that, right?
Yeah, but that just concerns me a little bit because I really liked that the cleanse felt like you could use it any time and it wouldn't fail. It's probably word in his abilities that it can be reduced by ability accuracy reduction, but still, I don't really read abilities very much. I'll be honest. So I'm a bit sad to see that maybe he won't be as reliable if you have a concussion or a disorient on you.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that's a situation where if you have the cleanse up prior to, if it will still work. Like it'll get rid of the concussion that would have landed, but if you have, if the concussion goes up first, it may prevent the cleanses from being applied to you after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Is like you could kind of plan for it. Like if it's a node that has them, or you know that it's coming from a champion special, a defender special, you can prepare for it by getting the cleanses up.
Yeah, I could see that, especially for nodes like Hard Knock Life, when you know it's going to happen when you block or when you parry.
Yeah. So like, just how is that calculated? What happens first?
Yeah. Actually, can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I have a rank 2 6-star Awakened Shang-Chi, but I also have my Sig 100 rank 2 Killmonger. And while I think Shang-Chi is a better champion, Killmonger is actually going to do more for my prestige just because he's Sig 100.
Yeah.
So, to get to the end point of this question, have you noticed that much of a difference with Shang-Chi between rank 2 and rank 3?
So, you know me, I'm very comfortable saying I don't know. I actually don't know. One of the main reason is I was so impressed with him that I believe he was like an instant R3 for me.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. Just wondering.
I do think he's awesome, dude. I taking him to Sig 200 was an indulgence move because I don't think he really needs that. He's not seeing a massive benefit from it. But that's how good I think he is. Like I truly put him in the Nick Fury tier of champions. I'm not saying he's better than Nick, but I think he's in that tier of what they can do, what they can bring to the game. And I think it'd be very hard for... I really feel confident that a year from now, we're not saying like, oh, he's just not like usable. They've made the game go a direction where Shang-Chi just can't handle things. I think he's just getting started.
I completely agree. This would only be for the short term, since a Sig 100 Killmonger would temporarily give my prestige a bit of a bump, and then Shang-Chi would probably go up as soon as Summer of Pain ended.
You said that they were 5 stars or 6 stars?
Both 6 stars.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Killmonger's a bad rank, right? Like, Killmonger's an excellent champion, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't think... Yeah. If Prestige is an issue, then yeah, prioritize that, since it sounds like you don't need Shang-Chi right now anyway.
Yeah, I've been finding a lot of use for both of them, actually, in Alliance War. Both really fun to use there.
I will say they fixed the Odin shock resistance bug. I remember working DLL, we're talking about it in the Discord, but like if you put the shock resist buff, it actually made your own shock damage get reduced.
That's hilarious.
Oh, awesome. Okay. It's really good they fixed that.
Yeah, that's... I love how it had the opposite of intended interactions. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's up, Slayamon? How's it going, Jellycon? Mr. Belding, Spin said hello like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. And look through the doggy door. I love it. We're going back to the... is that an 80s movie? Is that a late 80s or early 90s movie? I can never remember exactly. Like, that's how I feel like decades are. Like, when you say 80s, you're really talking about, like, the late 70s. Or you're talking about, like, the late 80s, early 90s. Like, they bleed into each other. Oh, God, thank God I didn't reset my moment. I still think Mole Man will be good. I still think he will be good. He's just... Even though we'd say, like, oh, I know, he'll get fixed. I don't play him that way anyway. Come on, we all know that, like, that started to seep in. It started to seep in that you could just go to town and you'd keep your True Strike. But this is why I'm wondering if this is the fix or just a fix. Is because I know from using him in various content, sometimes the True Strike would go away. And so I'm wondering if it was dependent on the interaction with the champion or something. Kabam just dropped more free glory. Holy cow. I always start with the cleanse, then the... Yeah, if I think I'm going to need to cleanse something, that is one of the first things I go to. Yep. K-Dog, what's up, dude? Shang-Chi's H2 hits harder SP with minimal chi charges. Shang-Chi's SP2 hits a lot harder at SP3 with minimal... Sometimes I just read and I don't understand. Shang-Chi feels like Captain Infinity War will always be reliable and useful throughout many... Yeah, I like I said, I really feel like it'd be difficult for them to work him out. I like the analogy to Captain Infinity War. You're not saying he's the same as him, just that there's a similar longevity, a similar shelf life. I definitely see that. I think there's a good chance he's just getting started, too. To be clear.
Yeah. Sorry for butting in. I think
No,
Richard Belding meant that he hits a lot harder at rank 3 with minimal charges, not at SB3 with minimal charges.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Mr. Building's not feeling very well either. So I think we should keep that in mind. We should treat him with care.
Oh, yeah.
Care. Yeah. I appreciate him even showing up.
Yeah, man. I really hope he's doing better.
What's that?
I was just going to say, I find it a little funny that in the bug notes, they said that they fixed the glowing effect after Hawkeye's Special 1, but you're throwing Apocalypse... Oh, I don't know if you've thrown Apocalypse's Special 1 in the corner or Mr. Fantastic Special 2.
Yeah.
But quite a few champions have that glow bug issue.
Yeah, as you were saying that, there was a big glow in the right-hand corner as Voodoo was getting demolished. I'd never really noticed that before. That's not supposed to happen?
Yeah, and it just persists for like the rest of the fight, where that glow is just always there.
Well, that would be annoying if it just hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could strain your eyes a bit.
I opened 18 crystals for Shang-Chi and didn't get him, but I did get 5-star or rags and forces. So yeah, that's the I say it all the time. You guys are probably getting sick of it. That's the attitude you got to have with crystals, man. Is like, it's fun, it's for the moment, move on. Like, you just can't let yourself get bogged down in it because the odds are so bad. Like, the odds are horrible, and we know that going in, right? So it's got to be for the fun. It's like any other sort of gambling, in my opinion. Like, that's how I approach. I'm sure it'll come to no one's surprise. I do enjoy gambling. And that's how I would approach it. I played blackjack. That was my game. And it was like, here's money that if I lose it all, that will be fine. I am okay with it. And then I would just enjoy that. I treated it like going to see a movie or something like that. 1990 from Home Alone. Which would explain why I'm like, is that an 80s movie or not? Yeah, that would explain it. I'm going to have to sell Glory on eBay. Are you going to set a minimum bid or buy it now price? I'm very curious. Did you guys know this? That apparently sports cards have like skyrocketed in price. Is anyone aware of this?
I'm not aware of it with sports cards, but I know Pokemon cards have been crazy. Like, there have been like brawls happening all across like stores in the US over the last few remaining Pokemon cards.
Oh man, I actually heard about that. Funnily enough, a long time ago, I was really into Pokemon cards, and I bought like this one exclusive set. It was like a cosplay box or something with Pikachu from Japan.
Yeah.
And I bought it for I think like $50 to $100. And last year, I think I sold it for $1,000.
So
Wow.
okay, this makes sense then. I mean, this resonates with what I'm hearing, because Taters is really into some of these things with the sports cards in particular, and he's been like publicizing some of the pricing and stuff, and so it caught my eye. And I have cards from when I was a little kid. Now, I was into baseball, and apparently at that era, they were just mass producing it, so a lot of the exclusivity is gone. But my mom had held on to them, and I went through the box. I haven't opened this box in decades, and I have cards that are on some eBay sites up to like thousands of dollars that I like totally forgotten I even had. They've just been in a box that I've moved around the country while I've moved around the last few years. So that's pretty cool. I'm very excited about that.
Hey, what I'm hearing is you got a little bit more money to spend on those America Chavez Cavs if the grind fails.
That's where my mind went to at first too, but we're not there yet. Moman will still be good. He will have crit bleed soon. I think he still will be very good. I agree with that. I still think he'll be very good. I think there's just a way of playing him that's not there anymore. Hopefully most people were aware of that going into it and will be totally, totally fine. I think they will, but we'll find out. Sports cards and retro video game collecting skyrocketed during the COVID. Interesting. I wonder if that means it's going to crash back down when this is all over. Retro video games is interesting. I wonder why that would be. And my games probably aren't old enough to be retro. They're probably kind of similar to the baseball card stuff, where they're not old enough to be like the old classic stuff. And it was like a mass-produced kind of cheap era. Like, I still have my N64. In fact, my buddy and I still play a game whenever we get together. We play the FIFA 98 World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah. We would do like full World Cup tournaments, and we still do. In fact, we have a record of who's won them all that we email back and forth to each other.
I'm also seeing, I don't know no, we haven't talked about this yet. There's a calendar, a 7-day calendar actually, that has a 5-star, 4-star ultimate crystal, and I think that must be a legendary crystal, along with some T2A and T5 basic. So, that's nice, I guess.
That's not bad.
You know what's the best part about that, though?
ISO.
Oh, I was going to say the 20% gold boost is finally coming back.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, no, I have a few hundred gold crystals waiting for that.
Mm-hmm. August 23rd is going to be a 20% increase to all golden battle chips.
Oh, that'll be nice. That's really good.
Very interesting.
Zach, would you highlight now with the Mole Man fix? Would still a decent defender? Yeah, I think he'll still be a very good defender. Or does it not matter too much? I think you're fine. OG Hoyland, I remember, like, literally, I'm sure I came off more like, well, I don't know, on Mole Man yesterday, and that was because I was aware of this. I think you're still going to be fine. I still think you have a very, very good champion. I think you just need to be more aware of what you're using him in the fight for. Kind of like we were just talking about with Shang-Chi, where, like, I don't, like, okay, that's fine. If his ability actually is reduced, it makes sense maybe he shouldn't get his cleanse charges. So if you want to use the cleanse, go into the fight knowing that you're going to use it and prioritize it. I think it's going to be very similar with Mole Man. If you know you need the true accuracy, play him in a way that's going to allow you to keep it as long as possible, right? You're just not going to be able to have the best of both worlds there.
Hey Z, welcome to the stream.
What's up, Z? How you doing, buddy?
Jacob Sigler, my apologies if I mispronounced that, says, people have been locked inside with thoughts and memories. Never underestimate the power and value of nostalgia. That's an undying market. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even read this part.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh, there's just no side quest next month.
Oh yeah, and it said you get the currency from the, what's it called, the side events and objectives, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just don't need to have. There's no side quest, which I'm actually kind of happy with, just because I'm getting a little tired of from the current month's one.
Yeah, I think I actually still have like 7 Hephaestus clubs I have to use at some point.
I've luckily been keeping on top of it.
Does it specifically say no side quests? Like it's stated there?
Yeah. Important, there is no side quest this month. Instead, collect digital snapshots from special arenas, solo objectives, and this month's solo event to trade it in at a store for rewards. Oh,
cool. Okay. And I think you guys are getting a real strong glimpse into what I pay attention to on the CCP server and what I don't. Well, dude, there's so much information, and like I have gotten into the like abilities breakdown videos because I do think those are good, and they're, if nothing else, they're helpful to me in having a good idea of what's coming. But like you could make a video, I don't know, not every day, but you could make so many videos on these things, and there's people covering them. Maybe eventually I'll get to the point where I do patch notes, but I'm definitely not there yet.
Yeah, that's fair. I imagine getting added into the CCP and being on that Discord server is like getting into the chocolate factory from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right?
Yeah. I want to say welcome to Jonathan. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Don't often do arena grind streams, but this is a unique scenario. But usually do have people on call and have like kind of a chat with the chat and have a good time with it. Yeah, man, it is a really unique experience. And this part definitely fits. Is imagine your favorite video game that you play all along, and now all of a sudden you're on a Discord server with like some of the people who make it. And they're really nice. You know? It's really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's as cool as I thought it might be. Yeah.
You better take Mr. Negative against that mojo. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Also, this could be potentially interesting, but you know how usually when they put a champion pool, they add a little disclaimer that like champion X is not included?
Yeah.
Well, they have a Cav crystal that includes Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, and there was no disclaimer in their announcement, at least. So it's possible that they put the announcement in, like, they put that disclaimer in the actual crystal itself. But if not, could that potentially mean we get him?
He's in the game as a if you go to your champion pool in your 6 stars, he's there grayed out. So yeah. I think you might be onto something. That I really like him. I'm curious how well he holds up, but I think he'd probably be fine.
That would make him the first of the Trinity, right? To get introduced as a 6-star. In Blade and Ghost Rider.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, Ghost Rider's not available, is he?
I don't think so, which makes no sense to me because let's be honest, Ghost Rider in this day and age really wouldn't hold up very well.
Yeah, so this isn't based on CCP. Like, I feel like I need to preface stuff like this now because you guys know how much I love like theorizing. I don't think that champions aren't put into the crystal out of fear that they're too good. I think that maybe there's a chance, like with like Quake or something, that's true. But my sense is not that is a universal reason. And I know that sometimes we can get into thinking that. But I sometimes I just don't think that's the case. I don't know what the reason necessarily is, but I don't think it's concerned about like game balance or something like that.
Surprisingly, I do actually think Ghost Rider could have been kept because of that reason, because I think Kabam is super stingy with regen champs, or at least good regen champs. Like in all new champs abilities, they've changed it from like 10% of max health to like missing health, just to kind of nerf that ability to go from like 20% health to 100. But Ghost Rider does still have that lifesteal, which is a significant regen. We have Wolverine, who's being kept and withheld from 6 stars as well.
Yeah.
Rogue does exist as a 6-star, and actually, funnily enough, I took my 5-star to rank 5 just today because I've been having a lot of fun using her in AQ and just regenerating back any damage I take. Oh, Rogue.
Oh, Rogue.
Hey, so that's Kabam reminding me to stretch. So I'm going to stretch for just like 30 seconds. I will be literally right back. And then Shadow Moses is asking a question. I'll get to it when I get back, but if we could talk about it for a second, that'd be cool. I'll be right back, everyone.
Yeah.
You're completing prompts pretty often, you get that unstoppable quite often. And so I've actually found that Mojo is quite good for can't stop, won't stop with that synergy.
Absolutely, dude.
How long does that unstoppable last? Do you know?
It's about 5 seconds, but it really doesn't matter just because Mojo is just doing so much damage in those 5 seconds usually. Because on prompt completion, that's when you put the hater. That's usually when you're stacking those degens.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And it looks like we have a Max right in the chat.
What's up, Max? How you? Thanks for doing that, first of all. And how are you doing, man? Are you grinding out, Miss Chavez? I'm very curious about that. And I have enjoyed, well, I don't want to spoil any of your news. But, yeah. I'll stop at that. And, dude, you've done so much cool stuff with the production value on your videos and your streams. It's really impressive. I know you've been good at that for a long time, but I feel like there's been a lot of new things added in too. And I am glad you finally did the face reveal, my friend. And I thought it was hilarious how you played that out.
I'm just seeing Campo's message about Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, and I reminded of something I kind of want to say earlier. While I would love if 6-star Stark Spidey is introduced first through this crystal, I highly doubt it. It seems very uncharacteristic that Kabam wouldn't put him in some sort of Cavalier crystal first. If we already had a Spider-Man Cavalier Crystal, I could potentially see it being in this side quest cav, but I am not very hopeful, I'll be honest.
So
maybe that's what they do right before they launch the event.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Genius.
Work coming in with a strong joke. I love it. Thanks, Max. I'm making peace with that I'm a rookie at this stuff. It's been a long time for me, and I'm making my peace with it, but I'm going to give it my best. And I've already learned, if I'm really going to try to grind, I should not do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I should do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I guess. The Saturdays, I can tell the Saturday's going to crush me, so we'll see. What's up, Osfan? How you doing, man? I'm glad you're here. Now, see, I'm doing the thing that I said I shouldn't do, which is spend time looking at synergies and stuff like that. I think because I do enjoy doing that, and it makes some champions so much stronger. I feel like it's not a bad idea, but I think there's got to be a way to be better at it. Like maybe
it isn't a bad.
What's that?
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
Go for it.
Do you guys have advice on that? Like for other streams you've watched or your own grinds? Like, do you have a preset like team so you're not searching for them? Because I was thinking about doing that, of like looking at my whole roster and just making set teams of 3 like on a spreadsheet, having that available, and then I don't need to think about it. I can just put them together. Or is it like literally, dude, don't worry about synergies at all. You'll win the fight with Ant-Man. It's not a big deal.
You could put together that whole team thing you were talking about, but I'm honestly err on the side of just don't worry about synergies. It's arena. You'll be fine with most champions. It just seems like even if you did plan it out, just scrolling down or scrolling around to find the champions that make up that team of 3 you want to use at that given moment would already waste a bit of time.
Yeah. I'm also realizing like how much, even with my roster, I don't know if I could have played more yesterday. I could have maybe not slept. But refreshes are just clearly part of the game. Like it's just, there's no way around that. And so I think going into it thinking I'm not going to refresh is that's a fool's tactic. Slavon just put up the next 3 champs. Okay. What's up, buddy Lee? How you doing, dude? I just grabbed the top 3 champs. All right. That seems like I only do synergy if it's obvious. I don't have to think about it. It's just so hard because that's one of the things I love about the game is all the synergies. But again, I think keeping in mind the context of what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing this for speed, which would hopefully be fun.
Turn right to go left.
Yeah. Well, and then there's also the chat, right? Like I'm enjoying the chat. I'm enjoying talking with you guys. So it's kind of like remembering, again, keeping in context what I'm doing, framing the question properly will lead to the right answer. Hey, what's up, Jake? I hate when the internet interrupts vacations. What's up, dude? Like Max Swig.
Jacob, welcome.
Just like the whole thing. I liked the joke. I liked the mask. I found it entertaining. Every time I said it could have not slept. Yeah. See, this looks weird, though. I mean, look at this team that I've now lined up. But we'll see. Yeah, and I guess to you guys' point, I'm fine. Yeah. Admittedly, Tier 4 Basic Arena is grinding for me. But I have preset teams of 3. So, Ozfan, you can tell that you and I are similar in experience on how we traditionally do these things, right? Like when I'm usually just trying to hit milestones, I can take my time, put together my favorite little teams, have fun. But this is a different animal. Depends on the final score you want. But refreshing is for sure needed, even with big rosters you want to sleep. Yeah, dude. In fact, I have it up in like important resources in the Discord server. Is the 2 videos you made of the grind? I think it was your Shang-Chi grind, and I remember you talking about that at length. And it's something I'll consider if I end up getting close enough, which, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. I'm not going to rule it out yet. But we'll see. Because here's how I'm looking at it. Is like, I don't think she's going to like make my account, right? I just want her because I like the character. So if I'm going to spend like 2 Odins on refreshes and still maybe not get her, shouldn't I just open crystals and then get the gold and the other like ISO and other things that are beneficial to my account and save that time? That's how I'm thinking about it.
Not sure if somebody already responded to Jacob because I was just away for a second, but yeah, Jacob, it's me, Fel, and Spinnaker, and of course our host Vega.
It's me, Fel, and Spinnaker?
No, dang, I mean, brackets, Fel.
Nah, I know, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, man.
And he was making sure he remembered the host Vega part.
Of course.
It sounds like something I would say because I'm trying to do more than one thing, like play the game. Oh shoot, I forgot to get a stagger up.
The fight's gonna be over in about 5 seconds anyways.
You know what though? I forgot his. So this is one of the differences between him and Herc. His immortality is not an active buff, where Herc's is.
And he gets that little bit of heal where he's just completely invulnerable.
Yeah, there's like it feels like Phoenix, right? There's a moment where you really have problems if you try to attack them.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie, I've made that mistake of going in a few times.
Yeah, I mean, the side quest alone is making me fight High Hulk way too much.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by, Max. Have a good one, buddy.
See you, Max.
This one would kill me. To not pair those two together would really bother me. Just because I think they're both so bad without each other, you know?
Whoa, man. Look, I know I'm not Snoop, but Stealthy was my first rank 5. You can't just come out here and diss him like that.
No, I think he can.
Wow. I'm really fighting a losing battle here, aren't I?
I wanted to get
Where is Snoop if you need him?
I wanted to get something going, right? I wanted to spice it up. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, dude? How's it going?
Hey, Aaron. Welcome to stream.
So you softly, he said he didn't make a video. I actually had to triple check this pool he had. I assume he popped them, and I think there was 2 6-star Hercules and a 6-star America Chavez in a 10 pop. Like, that's insane, right? What are the odds on that? Like, I feel like I get lucky when I get the 6-star and 40 crystals. He got it 3 times in a 10 pop. Oh, Aaron, I thought I didn't. So Aaron A, I wasn't totally sure, but dude, that's awesome. How did that end up working out, man? Aaron lives in England, and so I sent him the Odin through the Apple iTunes store, and there was some issues because I guess I bought it on the American site. Like, I didn't even really think about how there'd be different sites. He won the giveaway. He won the last giveaway. And so he was having to jump through some hoops. Like, I think there was someone who lived in Pennsylvania and they were going to transfer it and work it out. So that sounds like it worked out, but I'd be happy to hear that confirmed. There's always room to talk about how the point. Yeah, exactly. If if you want to stir some things up, you just say things like that.
Man, we got Work and Jacob against me here. All my supporters from last night, well, all my supporters being Work with Sources Supreme have turned on me.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. That's how it works. It's a fickle crowd, this YouTube business. You know, support is only as strong as your latest video.
Yeah. Well, good thing my Mr. Negative video was only a few weeks ago, or else we would have been on, what, a few months?
So the way Jacob wrote it, is he saying he hates me, he just hates Stealthy more? Or is he saying I hate Stealthy more than Vega does?
Yeah, I had to read that twice to kind of understand what he was saying.
We know what you mean, buddy. I'm just having fun. Yeah. You don't just select the harder matchup every time. So the Bishop scared me. Buddy, I'm not going to lie. The Bishop scared me. That's what that was about. Also, again, this 6-star arena is a different animal. This is a whole different animal than what I've done before in the past. Enjoying the banter. Thanks, BTO. My friend lives in the US. Yeah, I remember you saying that. You got you awakened Captain Marvel movie and got. That's a good day. That's a good day. Thanks, man. And I'm sorry about the hoops you had to jump through. That's just me. I guess all the winners I've had before have lived in the US, which isn't surprising, just based on viewership. That's not surprising, but it's still cool to know that it worked out. I felt like it probably did, but it's great to have it confirmed. So thanks for coming by and letting us know.
Oh, finally the reinforcements have arrived. Buddy, thank you so much. I think back around when he first came out, Stealthy was a really solid champion, but as we've seen more and more slow champions, he's kind of lost his niche. So I understand people not being a huge fan of him, but he still holds a special place in my heart, and I don't think it can be denied how powerful he was when he was released, since back then Thing was actually a pretty troublesome Alliance War defender.
Are you doing that on purpose, or do you really mean what you just said?
No, I mean it, man.
So that's part of why I can't stand him. Is I used to take, so again, because you're right about everything you just said. I used to take lane 4 in the old map, and that was considered like the really hard lane, the section 1. And I don't recall if it was on a Footloose or what, but there was a node and they would go unstoppable. And he came into the game. Thing was often placed in that. Like, we, no joke, had 2 people quit the game. They ended up coming back, but they quit the game because the lane was just causing them to like use all of their items. They hated it. And I was like, fine, I'll do it. I actually was a BG leader for a blip. And I was like, I'll do it. Stealthy came into the game. I spent way too many real life resources on getting him from crystals. And then his pre-fights didn't work. His pre-fights just didn't work. And so you were right. Like, as I was like, I'm going to get him. He's going to slow Thing. It's going to be amazing. He's going to be so great for this lane. And they just wouldn't work. And I found myself also wanting to quit the game. So that's part of why I can't stand him.
Wait, so am I missing something here? Was that just a bug with the pre-fight's not working?
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know how like now we go back and we check like with Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch. I assume it was just the first time we had ever really experienced it as a player base. So we're like, oh, it just doesn't work. So you would go into the fight thinking that you had, what's it called? The foam debuff. Yeah. And it just wasn't that. And so you would just get plowed in the face by Thing, which is not fun.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Yeah. So anyways, that's part of why I can't stand him. Jacob, that's for me to know and you to find out. I love it. If you do giveaways again, in case you have an international winner, these are used to buy Apple gift cards. Then they can buy in the local store. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so much of that stuff is... it's a weird thing, man. Like, if you ever tried to go, like, buy a gift card at Target, and they, like, they're so intense about it. We're like, is anyone making you buy this card? Are there people in the parking lot? You're like, what? Yeah, there's people in your parking lot. How do you think all these people got to the store? They drove here. And they're like, no, but are you under duress? You're like, no, I'm fine. I just want to buy this gift card. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or are you guys thinking, like, what is Vega going off on?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And I guess there's, like, this huge black market on like, gift cards and things like that. So I just was like, oh, I will literally go to the Apple store or, like, apple.com, buy it there. So that way any winners know that, like, there's absolutely nothing weird going on and they can just use this. But then the international thing came up. So, yeah.
Yeah, this issue is kind of fueled by what you said about that black card gift market. That gift card black market. Yeah. But I think it's to do with like you getting like scam phone calls, scam emails saying you owe X amount of money, and a lot of the time they'll say, "Oh, pay with a Google Play or an iTunes gift card."
Yeah.
And they're trying to avoid those scams.
It's actually really sad. Like, I'm making fun of it because I just think it's weird. Or I'm like, is there anything about me that looks like someone's taking advantage of me? Because I think it's like senior citizens and things like that. So sorry to go ultra serious, but I do think it's real. And yeah, that's like the vast majority of phone calls I receive now are from people letting me know that the warranty on my vehicle is now up and they'll renew it for me, or that the IRS has a warrant out for my arrest. But if I wire them some money, they'll take care of it for me. So it's really great.
Yeah, man, Vega, you spent too much money on those Cav crystals instead of paying your taxes. The IRS is after you.
Exactly, that's right. What's up, Mobius? How you doing, dude? Black market gift cards are huge. I just like, these are things like I just don't know. Like I just have like, there's no reason for me to know that, but I found it out recently. Because at one time I finally did. I was like, why are you guys asking me these questions? They're like, sir, you are buying $100 in gift cards. Which I guess is a little odd, right? Not many people play MCoC.
Oh, wait, Aaron. Sorry to interrupt. Aaron, did the abilities come out, or are you just saying Penny Parker looks really cool?
I think he's just
the animations.
Yeah, just the animations.
Okay, just want to make sure I wasn't missing something.
She does.
Yeah, I will say though, I am happy with how they sort of did it, because they could have really leaned into the anime side a little too much, but I feel like they did just the right amount.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping we'd get another animation shakeup, kind of like we did with Spider-Ham, where with him we had the whole cartoon style. I was expecting and actually really looking forward to getting this anime style Penny Parker. Right. So I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get to see like over the top animated Penny Parker or anime Penny Parker. But I think the design is pretty cool, and I do think I'll warm up to it over time.
Yeah.
Paul, you and I seem to feel very similarly on this.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of how quirky Spider-Ham's design was, and so whenever or in the future, if I ever see another champion that has a different animation style, it just makes me very happy, and it makes me want the champion before even reading their abilities.
I understand that. I think at the same time, like Spider-Ham's Special 3 was also really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like when they experiment around with those different animations, they also have to do that Special 3 thing where if you launch the Special 3 against the opponent, it changes the Special 3 animation. And I am not a fan of those. I think the best place to like really talk about that is Dragon Man, who his Special 3, if you finish it, places him right against the wall with the defender against the wall, and you're able to just get the opponent cornered right away after throwing Dragon Man's Special 3. But if you throw it against someone like MODOK, Mojo, one of the people with unique Special 3 animations, it places you on a different spot of the screen depending on their animation, which actually can mess up your rotation if you're using a champion like Dragon Man. I know that's a pretty complicated thing, but...
No, I get what you're saying. This is one of those cases where animations play into the kit of a champion, right?
Exactly.
And so when it's meant to work one way, isn't that Special 3 is not only meant to be a way you get the unstoppable and unblockable, but it's also meant to be a way that you push the opponent to the corner, you lock him down there, and you get cornered up. And when that is messed with by any other champion, whether that be intentional or unintentional, it kind of feels like you're taking something away from Dragon Man that should have been there.
Exactly.
Mr. Building, I keep my phone on silent. Yeah, I just... I like that the technology's gotten to the point where they're like, this is likely a spam call. And then you can just hit, don't answer. But they still leave a voicemail. It's really fun. We got a question there.
Is this from Cantrell Childs?
Yeah.
Right? I wish Thronebreaker and Cavalier got a steady income of 4-star crystals. Like, we had solo events that had 4-star shards in them. Could be 4 to 5 4-star crystals weekly just for the ISO. Now, a lot of people here will probably tell me, and Work especially if he's still here will tell me, you just got to do some arena. But I wholeheartedly agree with your comment. I have been on an ISO drought for months now, and it just feels like we aren't getting enough 4-star shards or 5-star shards in order to get that ISO, and that relates to my other kind of issue with why does a 6-star dupe give as much ISO as a 4-star dupe. But I'm not going to go too far into that. That's an issue for another time.
Yeah.
I've been in an ISO drought since I started playing the game.
Hey. Spinnaker's on that low spending life.
You figure out how you want to play the game and you enjoy it, and then you just stick with that, knowing that the game is going to constantly try to get you to spend a little bit more than you previously were in all ways, shapes, and forms. Like, again, they're a for-profit company. Like, they have to make money somehow. And that's how they do it, is by, if you're a grinder, they're trying to get you to grind a little bit more. If you're a spender, they're trying to get you to spend a little bit more, or at least stay at the same, so you can continue to play the game you want. The trick is just to make sure that the game is good enough that you don't get frustrated with it and give up. And they've done an excellent job of that. I mean, the game is an absolute blast. So, yeah, I hear you. And that's the thing with Work, right? Work's a whale, but he does do his arena. He just grinded out cable, So.
Yeah, and then right on cue, here he is, because you don't do arena.
He's always around. Work is always around. He's ever present.
You just need to summon him with some comment about stealthy, arena, ISO, or Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, it's like Buddy Lee and iHulk. If you just say it enough, they show up.
3 times.
Is it 3? Is that what it is?
I was about to say that. I wonder what would happen if I looked in my mirror at 3 a.m. and said, "We don't get enough ISO, we don't get enough ISO, we don't get enough ISO."
Well, then the ISO, that joke wasn't going to go anywhere well. I wish the gold drops would update when opening crystals. Yeah, gold's a thing. I mean, we had talked about that. Like, that's one where I just have to listen to everybody, because I don't really have a perspective, just because of how I played the game for so long. And now I just have this massive stash of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the AQ changes for being able to pay for the tickets in gold it felt like a gift. ISO starting to really become TC4 issues at Hills. Yeah. I have the tier 4 CC. That's I finally ran into that. OG had every time I tried to make a super chat keeps. Oh, that's no good, buddy. That's no good. I'm sorry that's happening.
Well, it's a good thing we can use all this glory to buy as many T4CC crystals from the glory store, right?
Yeah, but we're still maxed out at 5, or was that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I know. It's just sitting there waiting for it to
increase the cap of like the amount of glory we can hold, because that 15k is not a lot when you're giving like 3k every 2 days.
Wait, hold on. I thought the cap was 10k. Have I been using my glory unnecessarily?
Yeah.
I think it's 15.
Yeah.
I know, because I'm currently at 12k, so it's definitely not 10.
Man, I've made so many suboptimal purchases.
Haven't we all, though?
Fair point. On that note, I'm going to go for about 20 to 30 minutes. I will be back, but I'll leave the call just in case someone else wants to join.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Val.
Hopefully.
That was funny. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it, buddy. We'll see how it turns out. I'm learning a lot. I'm hearing the Penny Parker love. I will see, because it'd be hard for me to clear this much time in my schedule in consecutive months. But if I'm able to, I could see me giving her a run if she turns out to be good. I think there was a lot there to like. They showed her class, right? We know what class she is.
Tech.
Yeah, so that's the other reason. Is Tech could use a little love. There's some good champions, but I think it could use a little love. So I would not be shocked if she is at least like what I call like a super premium champion.
Mm-hmm. Tech and Cosmic, I think, need some love.
Even with Hercules too, right? It still feels that way.
I think Hercules definitely helped a lot, but Hercules is not the answer.
Mr. Building, that's exactly where I was going with it. It's just I had made a couple too many jokes. Like, I have to know who's on call with me. And I've realized there's some jokes where if I go too much old man, they're just going to get silent. And then it feels really awkward for a while. But yeah, I was going to go 3 times in the mirror with the lights off, and then they would appear behind us. Yeah, but I need like 100 Richard Belding. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm gonna have tier 2 alpha expire. There's literally nothing I can do about it, unless Kabam just wants to have a sale that's tier 5 basic and tier 4C, and they're gonna make it really inexpensive. Like, there's a part of me, I feel like I'm a little kid throwing a tantrum with like, I'm not happy that America Chavez is not extremely good. I think she has uses. She's just not extremely. I don't even think she's super premium. I think she's gonna be premium, and so I think I'm a little angry with Kabam right now, and I'm getting in touch with my anger. And so, unless the deal has like tier rank 4 resources, I think I'm gonna just avoid it for a little bit. I need to come on call and not there for advice to others, just to be there to back up your. Yeah, or I could just fully embrace the '90s and have a laugh track, right? But I think that's a little too much. Super Chat got kicked out as well. Is there something wrong? That might be on my end then. I wonder if I've turned that feature off. I don't think so.
That's odd.
Yeah. But I really appreciate you guys even trying that out. Thank you very much. Yeah, it could be fun, and obviously, Mr. Building, do it as a joke, like it's supposed to be a joke. But that's the humor. I think that's the humor. Oh yeah, you know what? I think something is up with Super Chat. That's really weird. How weird is that? Like I don't even see an option for it.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's weird that it's kicking people out though too. That's making me think it's not me, it's YouTube, because I think that'd be really odd for them. YouTube does not want to lose viewers,
right?
Regardless, so I think they would probably have a message saying like, "Yeah, I tried to," and you just literally got kicked out. Oh, I didn't win the fight. I got to pay more attention to that. Whatever. Yeah, completely. So it's a YouTube issue, not me. All right, it is what it is. Appreciate you, everyone, even thinking of it. I always appreciate support. Thanks, guys. It's K-Dog. K-Dog knows the trick, apparently. You know what? Did you get a chance to watch Campo's Elsa video, Spin?
I did, and I thought it was really good and well done. I personally love Elsa. I know Campo does. He used her in Gauntlet. He uses her all the time in War. I do think Elsa is very underrated by the community. I know her fan base tends to cause people to not want to really look into what she can do.
I think it's also, first of all, I want to say, K-Dog, thank you so much, dude. Always appreciate the support. And you apparently have the magic to make YouTube work. YouTube's trying, I think if they make enough money, they'll probably upgrade their servers, get some tech people who can figure this sorts of thing out. But I think in the meantime, we'll just struggle along with them. And, we all appreciate it. But seriously, thank you very much. Elfa's a weird one for me, dude, because, I like a certain kind of video. I can objectively see that videos are good, but maybe they're not the kind I wanted. Hey, Dog, coming in strong again. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Maybe this is the that black market that we were talking about a few minutes ago. Or maybe these are all the ones that everyone's been trying to do. Mr. Building, I am going to. So today, well, it's a long story. But yes, I will. And thank you very much. It's glorious. I'm using that word more and more. What were we talking about? We were talking about...
Elsa?
Yeah. I think she was... Her kit is not something that you just read and get. And I think one of the reasons is because a lot of the terminology used is not terminology that's already in the game. Like she has like Hellfire rounds and she has like the Buster rounds and things like that. So it's not something that like intuitively makes sense. It's not like, oh, if you end in a light, you place a stagger. Like, oh, well, we know what a stagger is.
Right.
And then I think that led to some unorthodox playing of her, or not necessarily incorrect, just not optimal. And so a lot of people dismissed her, even though they thought she was going to be good. And then she was supposed to be a thing killer, I think was the idea, but she wasn't getting used in Alliance War. I don't recall the reason.
Interesting. I've used her against Thing with quite a bit of success.
Yeah.
I do think like the nice thing about Elsa is because like everyone plays her differently, she does have quite a bit of flexibility.
Yeah.
In terms of how she can be used. And she's sort of like that Swiss Army knife where her kit will work and you can sort of stick her in a place, hope it'll work, and you'll probably be right.
Spin is. Then Spin knows. I have actually asked the guys sometimes, like, hey guys, sometimes I get a little too far off in tangents. I just start talking. Like, if you could help me get back to the chat. So he's doing what he's actually been asked. And I appreciate it, Spin. No, and I can't remember what worked. Do you remember this? When she first came into the game, Thing bosses were very, very popular. And I recall, and he was a good player. His name was Huangse. Good dude. And he got her, and he wanted to try to use her against the Thing boss. And, like, it got shot down very quickly. And I know that can sometimes happen, especially at high tier war. And so, like, we'll decide that this champion's not good for what we thought. And then we just kind of put him on a shelf and forget about him.
I mean, I will say she is difficult to use on Thing bosses to the point where you probably will have better luck using a Falcon against a Thing.
Yeah. But this was before Falcon, right? Like, and I understand that's not what you were saying. I know I'm not telling you something new, but like, I think people will just go back to like Omega Red. Joe, you know what? It is Campo MC Spin. Do you happen to be able to link that in the chat? Because I do think it's excellent. He explains things the way like I like to see them explained. There's gameplay in it too. And Rob Von Shu has really good Elsa content as well. It's just not explained the way, I can't even tell you why, but it's not explained the way that like I learned really well from. Campo's was, but they're both good, and I would recommend checking both of them out. If anyone has the ability to link Rob, that'd be good. He's a good dude too.
Like, one thing about Elsa, she's probably one of the best like legitimate counters to what's it called? Selective time stream.
Yeah.
Where you're actually using an Incinerate to stop the heal instead of a heal block. And I know that because she was the only way I was able to get through Gwenperion in 7.1.6.
Really?
Yeah, because I did not have a good Gwenperion counter, because Gwenperion's poison immune, so AA was out. Warlock, she has like a ton of buffs, so I was not able to get really good infection uptime.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't really have any non-energy damage shock and incinerate dealers.
That's crazy. It's crazy how like that's not considered niche. That's how big and complex the game has gotten, is that you can say that statement and we don't immediately be like, that sounds too niche, you know, just because there's so many options in the game now. Yeah. Saying he remembers DAP getting wrecked. I gotta pay attention or Yondu's gonna kill me. I think I might be getting to that point where I'm starting to pay too much attention to story time, not enough attention to not dying.
I can read it. Works that I remember DAP getting wrecked with her enough against Ebb and Flow Intercept that she basically got banned.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I've seen people use her against Ebb and Flow Rhino, though.
So here was my thing on that. And I'll admit, Campo's video helped kind of open my eyes a little bit. To the point where I'm now considering, you know, if and when I have time, maybe I'll take another look at her. Because I dismissed her pretty quickly too. But the way I would always look at this, people would show me like, oh, look, here's her doing this thing on Ebb and Flow Intercept. And I was like, yeah, I get that. But now you have Elsa, the rest of this lane, when you could have taken it with magic, or you could have taken it with, like, some people even use that to ramp up an Aegon. And then they had a fully ramped Aegon to take on like Mini Boss Island. That node that people use Rolk for all the time, I can't think of what it's called, but it would apply a poison and an incinerate, and they would just dominate a fight with a ramped Aegon. So like, I'm not saying that I was right. What I'm saying is I would dismiss her as a great option because of that. And clearly she can do other things, you know, in top of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think one thing that she has going for her is that she just is a crazy amount of damage per second.
Yeah.
Like, she can blow through a fight really, really quickly, especially if they're an XL or Science champ and you're awakened.
Yeah. Well, and again, like, I think you referenced this early, and I'll let you have the last word, and then we should move on from the Elsa chat unless people have more questions. Is I would say, like, I think she's fine. I don't think she's a bad champion. I just think there's better. And so often you're talking about, like, she had a very vocal following. And they'd be like, no, man, like, I can auto fight so well with her because you put on suicides and then look what she does. And I was like, that's not like, I wouldn't be mean about it, but I would, in my head, I would immediately go to, like, okay, that's where you're playing the game. And that's how you're defining, we're talking about different things. And so, like, yeah, you're right. For that purpose, she is awesome. But when I go to rank champions on my rankings video, on my tier list, or when I'm giving advice on rank ups, I'm never going to say, hey, this champion's really good, you should rank them up because you can auto fight, or she'll help you win a single fight in arena because she places a degen,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, a champion having the ability to reliably auto fight is just like a bit of a cherry on top, I guess.
Yeah. But like I said, Campo's video is great. I'm glad someone asked about it. I'm actually linking it in my my rankings video because it's, again, like, I think Rob's done some great content too. It's just the way Campo laid it out, for whatever reason, it was really good for me. So I think it's awesome. And apparently, if we talk about Campo enough, he shows up too. This is an interesting trick. We should start keeping track of this. But like Jacob, Campo, like, really, he's saying, man, I did bring her for Ebb and Flow Intercept, but he also brought her for Gauntlet and used her exceptionally well and explained why. So, yeah. What were you saying, Fel? I know I just talked right over you.
No. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I was just saying, sorry, Jacob. I came back.
Oh, was Jacob here?
Yeah, no. Jacob was just saying if I wasn't back in a few, he would jump on the call.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate you saying it. This is just, you can see where I am in the chat that I haven't gotten to there yet. And then also, like, it's just weird. Certain names and colors stand out. And this is not a plug for membership. It's just for anyone who's in chats and on streams. Those little things do actually stand out. But you guys know us. We tend to read everything anyway. He's not going to die, is he?
Night Thrasher is fun.
Yeah. And I cannot die with... Yeah, that's exactly who I was just going to say too. I'm just worried I'm going to die in front of him. No. There we go. Champs from 1 to 10, section 8. Artifacts. Oh, for room 1 through 10. I thought you were asking me to do my top 10 champions.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit too extensive for a live stream talk.
Well, it'd be fun. You know me. We'd be here for another 4 hours, and I'd have fun.
Yeah, and you get no more points.
Yeah.
And everyone... make a good conversation while you're streaming, though.
I would
trying to remember all the different incursions champs you've used.
Yeah. Jeez.
I think room 1 to 10 is... I won't say it's, like, not restrictive, but it's less restrictive to the point where there are going to be at least 50 champs-ish, like 40 champs that are probably going to be good.
Yeah,
it's just so node dependent.
So I don't do incursions a ton, mainly because they take a lot of time, and I need to focus on what I can do. And like, I was even doing streams with them for a while, and we got to the point where, like, I would never finish one just because it took more time than I had, and then that was time I wasn't playing my account. But from what I remember, or my experience, someone who can heal a little bit was helpful, and then a variety of types of damage and immunities. And there was obviously champions who could do great. Like, as Angela, I would imagine, is still incredible, right? If you have a high Sig one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we would use a variety of champions, and I also think this is where like my roster probably places me as not a great resource on this, because my roster is to the point where if there was a fight that was tough or we hadn't prepared for it, it's like, oh, no big deal, I'll just swap in, a rank 3 Archangel. Okay, cool. Oh, great. Now we need an Incinerate. Oh, it's okay. I'll swap in and bring in rank 3 Human Torch or just whatever. So, yeah. BMCG, I was really getting nervous. I'm like, I think he's still here. I cannot die in this very easy fight with his favorite champion. You'd have left for the day in shame. Well, it wouldn't have been you in shame. It would have been me. But I hear you.
Yeah, adding on to what you said, I think ramp up champs too in incursions.
Yeah.
Just as a more basic sense, just because the fights get more difficult, but they start off pretty easy. So you got your Morning Stars, your Aegons, and even champs that aren't necessarily ramp up champs, but stack up champs. Like if you bring in Odin, your pre-fights will last for the rest of the entire run if you put them on champ. So just those champs that like you can buff up and keep buffed up would be very beneficial for an incursions run.
How was Mojo? I know you did a run with him. Was it fun?
Very. I mean, just Mojo is very fun for me. But also some of the tactics help him. I won't say a lot of them really help him because even the degeneration ones are all based on degeneration debuffs. His are passive. He doesn't get too many buffs. He doesn't get too many debuffs, so he doesn't benefit from those either.
Yeah.
You're mainly just buffing up his attack to Oblivion and just his ability to deal damage and maybe some buff cornucopia shenanigans.
That sounds fun. Did you bring him with Guardian?
I think I brought him with Guardian for a bit, but as you get to the higher rooms, you're just not wanting to block, and so it would just be like back off, hope that they turtle up, and then try to go for intercepts with Mojo. Jacob said Cull is very fun in incursions as well, and I'm inclined to agree. He's a ramp-up champ, but he has loads of buffs, loads of debuffs in incursions as well.
He's really satisfying to play, dude, when the smack that he puts down.
Oh, he is.
What were you saying, Phil?
I was saying Big Germ is asking, Vega, do you know how many more fights in terms of bosses do we have left in Summer of Pain? I can't check right now because my phone is out of battery, but I think 4 weeks I want to say, right? 4, and then the last 2 weeks is one joint thing.
So that was actually the discussion quite a bit yesterday, and I don't think there's a consensus on this. The way, especially like the way it was worded, I thought it was 2 more weeks. And then there's thought that there might be like this third ultra hard week. It wasn't. I don't think there's been a definitive answer, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Vega. I don't know if it's just on my end, but the stream's loading quite a bit. Like it's stuttering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's stuttering for me a little too.
Okay, so it ain't just me.
I think there's a consensus that it's gonna last 4 weeks just because of how long the solo objectives are. I think it's just a question of like how the last week plays into the objectives.
I'm pretty sure it's been said that the last week or the last challenge is gonna be 2 weeks. I think I remember seeing that somewhere.
I want to say you're right. I'm checking the forum post right now.
Did the stream settle in for everyone?
Yeah, it seems to be doing better.
Chat, did it stutter for you guys too? I mean, it probably did, considering it stuttered for both of you guys. What's weird is like I received no notification from YouTube, and like all the various notification things are saying it's fine. So it's weird. Maybe it's a YouTube thing. I mean, we know that there was some issues with the super chats not long ago. Yeah, a lot of people think it's going to be Emma, right?
I mean, Emma's on the cover, so it has to.
It's all but confirmed that Emma's going to be the boss at some point.
Like probably an armor break immune Emma.
Yeah, I would expect that.
I was not thinking armor break immune, just because like they can use the objectives to try and take out your most armor break immunes. Like I was thinking Emma Frost with like Mix Master or something with a skill champ, because that actually seems doable but difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it you two guys? I don't think it was. Where this actually came up, and Spin, actually, maybe it was you. And you made the point that the last week, objective wise, was kind of there was no point in doing one unless you were going to do all of them.
Yeah, that is what I said.
That concerns me for how hard I think those 3 objectives might be. I feel like all 3 of them may be incredibly difficult. Or they're tied together somehow. I don't know. I think it's going to be really difficult. And it might not just be expensive. It might be like champion pre-buff difficult, where you can't just unit through it. There's something that you actually have to learn to do.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I would kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that says, oh, Summer of Pain has been too easy, because it hasn't been easy. But for the rewards it gives out, I feel like Kabam have been going easy on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like those rewards we're seeing for finishing off Summer of Pain, those are like equivalent to Abyss. Maybe they're like a bit worse than Abyss Exploration.
Yeah.
But they are really solid rewards.
Yeah.
And so for the level of challenge we've been getting so far, I wouldn't expect anything near what we're being given. And so I wouldn't be surprised if these last few weeks have some really tough objectives.
I think it's also fair to point out the fact that this is currently giving us on par rewards with Gauntlet in terms of Sig Stones. It's giving more than Gauntlet and Sig Stones, and better in terms of a class Nexus instead of a regular Nexus.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gauntlet had other stuff in terms of the rank rewards, but it is fair to say that this probably has not lived up to the difficulty of Gauntlet yet.
Yeah, I think, or in my experience at least, that is very much true. I think you guys remember I got halted at the I-bomb in Gauntlet for a bit. Gauntlet was a very tough piece of content, and even with Gauntlet, I'd actually say the rewards are a little bit, or a good bit, greater than the amount of effort you have to put in. But with Summer of Pain, the rewards are just blowing the amount of effort we've had to put in so far out of the water.
Yeah, and something to keep in. I mean, I realize you guys are aware of this. So I'm not like blowing your minds with this, but it's Summer of Pain is just a single fight, and we can do it over and over and over. If it wasn't that, it would have been very expensive for me.
For sure.
Wise. So
if
100%.
they put limited entries,
yeah. If they limited entries, this would have been a very, very expensive. This week, not as much, but I think it was last week that it was the one, because I was really stubbornly trying to get a solo with Dragon Man. I finally did give up. Oh, there's my reminder. Stretch like a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
yeah.
asks, are they taking the extra point off Summer Pain when the event ends? I went back for the objectives after I became Thronebreaker during the 4-week release. During the week 4 release. I'm pretty sure they're going to remove the point either pretty soon or at the end. So don't worry. You're not going to get any advantage over anybody else, and you're not going to be punished. I personally actually went for the point just in case, because I was like, oh, well, if they've already announced they're not going to punish you for it, I don't see any harm in spending 2 minutes just getting the point for fun.
Yeah. And I had not done it yet because I knew that we were getting extra time. And somehow I've ended up with an extra point too. So I don't fear punishment.
Oh, wow. I actually never reran it.
Well, that was the explanation that was given, because I remember checking out the Discord server because I felt like I had too many points. And so people said like that was the best explanation they could come up with. The parry bug makes some of these fights very annoying because you can't reliably parry, so then you just play incredibly aggressive.
Especially against this AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess if you need to, don't be afraid to just hold block and wait for them to do a combo into your block or launch a heavy if you feel the need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that a few times. It just, it's a little boring. But yeah, that's obviously the smart play. I mean, I lost my streak twice yesterday, which, not the end of the world, but not helpful either. I wouldn't care if I used 3 per fight in Summer Pain. The words of that. Yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely. Like, yes. And I'm waiting for that of just like, all right, fine, whatever. This is where you guys get you get something for it, because the rewards are just outrageous.
Yeah, I might actually have to do that this week, because for the mercenary objective, I think my 2 best mercenaries are a 6-star rank 2 Sabretooth and a 6-star rank 1 unleveled Hitmonkey. So I might have to get this done with a rank 1 unleveled Hitmonkey and a few revives.
You saw Iron Patriot did a rundown on Hitmonkey in the fight.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
I'll definitely give that a look.
He did a full breakdown of the fight in general, and then he does it with Hitmonkey. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I use Domino, and even though I don't like Domino too much, it's kind of the idea that Domino is based on RNG, and in a fight that you can infinitely repeat until you get that good RNG.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was how I managed to get a hype solo. I just kept on going until I got a nice stun chain and Fury RNG.
That's smart.
I got lucky, and my Domino worked. I think it was within 3. It was 2 or 3. Because I got a feel for the fight with her in the first one. Second one, I didn't get any crit bleeds. And then the third one, she was like failing Simsup all over the place. And I think I got 2 crit bleeds. And of course got the solo because of it.
I've been following your advice from a while back, Vega, of making some tea for when you have to talk for a while. And I'm fresh out of tea, so I'm going to be right back and just make a new cup.
All right, man. Thanks. Yeah. This is it's a lot of talking, right? Spin, you said you had a bit of a sore throat today?
Yeah, I got up with the sore throat, but I think that's because I also ate like 3 donuts in a row yesterday. And they weren't the greatest donuts.
Oh no. What were they from?
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, all right. Donuts are impossible to stop though, man.
They're pretty addictive.
32J, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I recognize your logo and your name. Thanks for hanging out on the Discord too, dude. I'm pretty proud of that Discord server that we've built there. I think it's a good place. Thanks for being part of it.
Work said he used rum and coke instead of tea last night.
We did have a good time last night. I thought last night was a lot of fun. Spin, you were there for a lot of it too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. MSD ended up stopping by at some point. I think you were there for a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, I was. MSD was there talking about how he was good at the game, I think.
Yeah, that came up. I kind of I set him up for that though, you know, like I'd bring up the joke and whatever, and I could tell he actually felt a little badly at some point, or at least it seemed like he did. And I was like, "No, dude, come on, like let's call it like it is."
Oh, Mobius talked about how one of his vendors bought 24 of those yesterday, and it was a diet fail. Yep, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. Jacob was sound asleep. Yeah, so like I'm trying to keep in mind that there are some people grinding who have had more time awake maybe than I have, or I'm getting time awake right now that they're not. But I still feel like I fell behind. I should have gone a little quicker with the fights yesterday. And I mean, there's nothing I could do. I literally fell asleep on the sofa last night. You said giving MSC a hard time about Overseer. I was genuine though in my questioning, because I really have looked at his abilities, and I felt like there was something that maybe has been overlooked in his regard to ability accuracy reduction, but it's worded oddly. There's an odd wording to it, and so I was wondering if MSD was trying to say he's a great champion, he's like an amazing champion, and we don't realize it, or is he just better than we think? And so I appreciated him saying, no, I don't think he's amazing. I think he's just usable. He has uses, and we're all really down on him and probably shouldn't be. And I do think he has a point that there was a lot of hype because it was a playable Maestro. Like, you put a playable Maestro in the game, people are going to expect him to be incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacob.
And also 80% special concussion is really big.
Yeah, it's not nothing, that's for sure. And yes, Jacob, there was a lot of despair interacting. But I think there was some failing too, right? From the ability accuracy reduction, I think.
Yeah, I think Jacob might be referring to the Deadpool Abyss solo.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much a despair and a petrify solo.
Yeah. But it was Overseer who did it. It was Overseer. It was.
That is true.
That was the, yeah. Hey, Fluffy, what's up, dude? How are you doing?
You're probably in a rough spot, though, and you have to add a couple of asterisks next to what a champion can do. Oh, yeah, don't worry, Work. I talked about the Petrify. I noticed Petrify more because I still don't have it unlocked.
You're working on him though, right?
I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working towards recovery first. I feel like that might be an important one to get.
How does someone who does not do arena get the units to unlock masteries?
That is a good question. Usually, the way I get the units is by, let's see, I have been auto-playing Act 4. That's been helping.
Okay.
That actually gives quite a few units. And because I bought that energy refill booster pack when it came, it was very useful in helping me get those units. I auto-fought through the classic variants to get some more units and the Stony Mastery cores. I occasionally open Arena Crystals because I run Map 5 AQ, which gives battle chips. So I don't actually need Arena for battle chips. At work in progress. So yeah, my unit gain is not a lot. I will be the first one to admit I do not get a lot of units.
Do you purchase the sigil monthly?
Oh no, I'm completely free to play.
Like never a dime, ever.
Never a dime.
I have to say that I think that's incredible. Like I really do. Because you're a very good player, you're a very knowledgeable player, and I think that's probably part of why you're as far in the game as you are. But I think that if a player is able to do that and never grind arena and do all the things that you're doing, it's really good. Like not only on the player itself, but on like the health of a game. I would think. I'm open to the idea I'm wrong. but that just like blows my mind.
I appreciate the compliments, but I definitely wouldn't advise that kind of strategy, because I'm also seeing how big the mastery difference is, especially in Summer of Pain. Like, not having a lot of the masteries unlocked has definitely made Summer of Pain a very different experience.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and I guess I'll just come out and say it. What's up, man, Falcon? How you doing, buddy? Is like, the game is labeled as like free to play. I mean, I don't even know if like Kabam uses that terminology. But it often gets a bad rap for being like pay to win. And there is, both of those things can be true. But what I'm saying is like, you're obviously a very good player. Like, I've talked to you a lot. I've watched your videos. I've learned from your videos. So I can see that. But that being said, you literally don't do arena. You've never spent a dime on this game. And yet you are a throne breaker, correct?
Yep.
So to never spend a dime on a game, not grind the arena, which is what you're like not technically supposed to do, but in theory, that's what one does. And you don't do that, and you still managed to reach Thronebreaker, and you started playing this game, I think you said yesterday, in January of 2020. Is that
yep.
Right? Yeah. So you're not even 2 years in. Like, I know I'm going to sound like a Kabam employee right now, but I think that doesn't get talked enough about when people are complaining, not complaining, but they're trying to provide constructive criticism to Kabam.
No, yeah, it's definitely an eye-opening experience to see like the difference in like spending strategies and how that corresponds to like how you do in the game, and the fact that like you really don't need to pay.
Yeah.
I will also be the first one to admit it is partially one of the reasons why I've been looking for an alliance that pushes in Alliance War without really doing AQ, so prestige is less of a factor. And it's worked out fairly well for me. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And like, kudos to you, I think.
Thank you.
Spin is not vegan, just free to play. Oh, what's up, Fel?
Yeah, Spin. Can I just ask, did you actually manage to find an alliance?
Yes, I found a P2 alliance that's pushing P1 right now.
Nice. Yeah, no, I managed.
Huh?
Good for you, man. I managed to find one myself, I managed to find one myself around like Platinum 2, Platinum 3, but time zone is always the issue with a lot of the alliances I encounter.
Right.
It's like, you get a lot of them in like, since I'm in Asia, it's like you get a lot of alliances that may be based in the US but have a European battle group.
Yeah.
But you very rarely see that many out of Asia. It's a bit, kind of sucks, but hey, I work with it.
How close is your time zone to like Australia, New Zealand, Australia time zones?
I think I am 3 hours behind Australia, 2 hours behind Australia.
Okay. It shows you my geography knowledge there. There was a time where I was like a BG leader or in leadership in alliances. The Australians were always the toughest for us. I'm sure there's solutions and stuff, but
hey, well, if you're saying the Australians, I am actually half Australian, so
well, there you go. You're fitting perfectly.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? You listen to the accent, you think there is no Australian there whatsoever.
I do have to say, now that you're on call and we can actually talk about it, and you know how I'll mean it. When you first did your like predicted champions video, I was very much confused. I was very confused, not only by the voice and accent, but by the use of reckon. Like, wait, hold on, did he just say reckon? And then you did it like 3 or 4 times. It was not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, nah, that's actually kind of fair. I was actually expecting some of you guys to have that reaction, like, what?
Yeah.
He said he lives in Asia. He's from Singapore, and he has what sounds like a Western accent.
Yes. Yeah. I think I just didn't want to like it to come across the wrong way on Discord. What's up, PP? How you doing,
don't
dude?
worry about it.
Campo, we're joking on Discord that in week 9 they would have an objective that says beat the boss without precision cruelty masters. And they'll just call it like the Spinnaker, the spin.
Dude, Spinnaker will ace that. He'll ace that, man. You've been training all this time.
I remember I was talking about how good of a counter Void was for Hazard Shift Dragon Man during the days of Protect, and I think Work was joking about the fact that, oh yeah, usually when we assign Void for Protect fights, we had to turn off Precision and Cruelty, and I guess that wasn't an issue for you.
It's just amazing, right? I mean, like, this is what I've talked about. It's been one, cool, and two, like, having a YouTube channel. It just taught me so much about how other people are playing this game. It's like you get so caught up in this, like, oh, being in the high AQ or playing in Masters bracket or P1 or because I've been in a variety of alliances, right? That you kind of just, although you're not. It's not at the forefront of your mind. How many people are not playing the game that way? And obviously it makes sense. There's only 30 alliances in the master bracket, right? So that's only 900 people, right? My math is correct.
Right.
And obviously this game is not having the success it is based on 900 people.
Yeah, though I will say those 900 people probably bring in a lot of revenue for Kabam.
Yeah. I know quite a few of them by name.
The reason is that, like, most of the prominent YouTubers we see are in those top 900. That it tends to create a little bit of a skew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everyone associates free-to-play with Brian Grant.
Yeah.
Which is a very different type of free-to-play than I imagine other free-to-play players are.
I would think that there are very few. I can't imagine the situation that allows you to play the game as frequently as him. I just can't imagine. That's a very unique scenario, I guess is what I'll say with that.
Like a very unique one or a very common one?
No, very unique. The frequency with which he's able to play it, I think it's got to be fairly unique. Thanks to Extreme, man. Really appreciate you hanging out. Can't wait for the MCoC Alliance War Olympics. Yeah. No one's free to play like Bree. Yeah, I think Mr. Belding's getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah. Like it's just a different thing. I think once you have a YouTube channel, like even in my, like obviously the size of my channel and the following is so much smaller. I'm not comparing it to Brian Grant, but what I will say is this, is just in the donations from the streams yesterday and today, I could go buy 10 crystals and pop them, And so like when you're receiving that sort of support, I just think it becomes a tough translation or a tough like one for one to say that that's the same experience as a person who's playing the game without that sort of support from having a channel. And I want to hope that's abundantly clear. I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone. Like my channel is very small. I've only done this for really like 8 or 9 months, and I'm aware of the amount of hours I put in. Brian has a massive channel. He's been doing this for I think 5 years. So the amount of hours he's put in, he deserves all of that. I'm not trying to take that away from him. What I'm saying is like for when people start extrapolating and they're like, yeah, Brian can't play at the highest level. It's like, one, yes, he is. And two, he's been doing this for years. Like, you can't just jump in and decide that you're going to do what he's doing. I think that came out how I intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob, you're right. So I use Stream Elements, and that is originally how I had set it up. And I might go back to that. I know it's a lot easier for everyone though too. So because like one of the problems with that is if you're going to ask people to make, and they're not actually donations, but that's just a term that's used, right? It's not like you get a tax write-off or anything, but it sounds good. So if people make donations, they don't have to leave the YouTube site. And I think, so it's just like one less barrier. And then because I use Stream Elements and not Streamlabs, and I've come to realize that like a ton of the MCoC streamers do use Streamlabs, it would require like a viewer to like now set up account at Stream Elements. And just like, it felt like a really like cumbersome task for me to ask people to do that. It felt like a bit much when all they're really trying to do is like, hey, thanks, you make cool videos. I'd like to support you. And so like just asking for more hoops to be jumped through felt like a bit much. But this is when I had first started, so maybe it's not quite as much now that I'm aware of how much me 8 months ago did not realize how much me now, how much work me now would have put in. That got weird, and I started referring to myself in the third person. Didn't really like that.
It happens to us.
Yeah.
I think Campo kind of...
Oh, go for it.
I was just saying Campo addressed what I was sort of talking about, which is that a lot of the summer pain is too easy type comments don't really consider that people may not have counters for the objectives. And I feel like, again, that's kind of ties into the whole YouTuber skew perception.
Yeah.
Because most of the YouTubers we see do have developed rosters, right? Not many Thronebreaker players who, at least YouTube, don't have Magneto ranked up. So that Darkhawk boss for them was probably too easy. And then there was me who had to get the mutant objective with a rank 1 Sunspot. That was 6-star. And then I got the villain objective with Ghost. It was a much different kind of experience than having to just get them both out with Magneto.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think my thing there is you can still do it. And for me, I actually used a rank 1 unleveled Mojo for the whatever boss it was last week that I've now forgotten. But Hydrodaptoid, yeah. And so I feel like even if your roster isn't so developed that you have those champions at high ranks, you can do it with even lower ranked champions like rank 3 or rank 4, even rank 3 champions or rank 1 6-stars to get those objectives done. If 1, you're willing to put in a bit of time to figure out how to do the fight, and 2, if you're open to maybe using a few potions or a few revives, which frankly you should be given how insane the rewards are from this.
Yeah, and I think that's our. First of all, I want to say, Rob Von Shoot, dude, we were just summoning people. I was just talking about you. I was literally probably go back 15 minutes, and you would hear us talking about you and your Elsa content, and I think we even shared it somewhere in there. So thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate this, the raid. And Chris, thanks for stopping by, dude. I really appreciate it. That's awesome to know, and it helps me feel good about this stuff. So thank you. I had to use my max 4-star I-bomb from Mysterio. Okay, that hurts. Vega, why did you start your channel? I'm happy to talk about that. I want to make one more comment, though, about what Spin and Fell are talking about. Because I think it's really true. And I think because I'm in for Loki, and because I'm very comfortable, like I like talking about people that I like and who are good at things. I enjoy that. I get asked about Mike a lot, Karate Mike, and I get asked about him a lot privately because people aren't putting him down, but they're aware that what they're saying could be construed negatively. And I like Mike. I like Mike a lot. Like I like the person, and I like his YouTube channel. I knew his YouTube channel way before I joined For Loki, and well before I interacted with him through Line and Discord and things. And what they'll often say is like, yeah, he said this was easy, or he used this champion and he showed Hercules doing this thing, but he used like 5 synergies. And the advice I always give is keep in mind who you're watching. Like that's Mike. He's insanely good at the game, and he's showing you the absolute best that champion can be, and he's having a blast doing it, and it's really fun. And so keep that in mind. I don't think and I watch him fairly regularly, I don't think I've ever heard him say like, this is what you should do, or this is exactly what you have to do, you know? And so I think like keeping those things in mind is really important. Like who are you watching and what's their personality of the message they're getting out? And I feel comfortable using Mike because I think people know I really like him and I enjoy his content a lot. So yeah. So that's
I agree, and I just want to quickly address what Jacob said in that vein, which is that I was not trying to say that they should not be allowed to say that they find it too easy. I was just saying that we as viewers should be aware that it is an opinion that might be skewed by their roster. And as an event aimed at Cavalier and probably early Thronebreaker based on the rewards, not every player there will have that roster. And that's just something to be aware of. Not saying that they shouldn't say it, not saying that it wasn't easy, but just that it should be something we're aware of.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And thanks for addressing it, because I feel like you and I are actually saying very similar things. We're just taking different routes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even I personally thought, like, I revived on Venom, but I thought the fight in terms of, like, how it was designed was an easy fight.
I'm trying to remember Venom. I remember I hated it because I was trying to get him to throw his SP1s, and he was very Venom, where he didn't want to.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll corner you, then I'll throw my SP1. That's how I recall it.
Yeah, I just disliked it because it was a fight that was like, oh, don't knock the opponent down and just hit the opponent a bunch of times, and there's nothing else difficult about this fight.
Yeah.
That fight was actually alright for me just because I had the most cooperative Venom AI I have ever seen. Like, he was actually launching those special ones, like, right as I'd finish a combo. And that made the fight so easy to get the solo on.
He was a good Venom, huh?
He was a good Venom.
He was a good Venom. He deserves a treat. Oh, shoot, I have another fight. I thought I was done. The question, why did I start the channel? Because... honestly, because I should have done it years ago. I was in an alliance called WA, and a lot of us became, good friends. You guys know how it is. Like, you spend enough time talking with someone on, we use Line Chat or Discord, like, you develop a very friendly feeling towards these people, and there were some excellent players in that alliance, very knowledgeable players. And I of the group that kind of became like the core group, I was by far the worst player. And I was like, hey, we should have a YouTube channel. Like, I think this would be really fun. I think that people could actually benefit from the amount of strategizing these guys would do. And then I didn't. I just never started it. I had kids and whatever. My kids were a lot younger, so more time intensive. And so fast forward to late last year, and with the pandemic and everything, I'm a very social person. I enjoy interacting. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy social gatherings. And with two little kids, my wife and I, we went hard on like the lockdown. Like, we're very fortunate. We have a yard. It's not that common in where I live. So like, we even stopped like going to the park, this is really early on. And, but I still really enjoyed the game. So I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And so I put a couple of videos up, and within like, I think the first couple, I was hooked. I was like, I definitely want to do this. And then it went from like, oh, I'll just put up a video a week and like, it'll be a fun little hobby, to, I think within a few months, I decided like, no, I'm going to take this pretty seriously and try to grow something. And then we talked about this a little bit briefly yesterday. If you've followed my channel long enough, you're aware that there's been quite a few like evolutions in what I was doing and what I was putting out there. And so that's why sometimes you'll hear me say like, well, I didn't really start the channel till like 8 or 9 months ago. I should go back and look at the actual date so I get that down. But I used to do a lot of crystal openings. I used to do a lot. And, it was good and it got a lot of views. But then I would try to do like a champion review or something like that. And I found that not many people wanted to see them. Or they would get a lot of negative comments. And I started to kind of think that through. And I was like, actually, yeah, this makes sense. Like, people were comparing me to Cowhale, whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. And I was like, I see that. That was not what I was going for in any way, shape, or form. But I can understand why people are seeing that and why they're not interested in seeing me review a champion or try to explain how to save items in AQ or whatever. And so it was kind of after that. And that was part of why I left and the alliance I was in. I left NY and joined For Loki because I knew I could be decent at the game. I knew that I wouldn't be, Suida or Munosh or Karate Mike or MSD. But I knew I could be decent. And I knew that I could learn the game. So that's kind of when I feel like I really started the channel, like, officially. Moxie was probably like my first viewer ever. Again, it's like we're summoning people. This is insane. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for stopping by, man. I'm glad you're busy, dude. Sounds like you're busy with good things. So congratulations, and I really appreciate you stopping by. And like, I really think you were the first viewer, or one of the first viewers that I didn't already know. Like, one of the people that wasn't already an existing MCoC friend.
Stat32J just saying how awesome what you said was, and that that they can kind of tell that you have a lot of passion for this now, that you actually thoroughly enjoy putting out videos. And he was saying that, and they're saying that you can tell with a few YouTubers if they don't really have the motivation or the passion.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say any names, but I am definitely feeling like now there are a few YouTubers who back in the day were really passionate who have kind of lost their flair, I feel. I'm not going to name any names, but
yeah,
I do see how you can get burned out, and it's all about kind of making content for the right reasons. And Vega, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure one of your biggest reasons is you like the communal feeling of your channel, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like if the pandemic hadn't hit, I don't know if I would have ever done this. Because it takes a crap ton of time. Maybe I would have, I don't really know, but it was like, I am not socializing. And then like, I even felt like, I don't know if you guys went through this too, but I could tell that like even texts from friends, like I typically someone who responds almost instantaneously. And I'm like, hey, do you want to hang out? Instead of texting, we could just go hang out. We can grab a beer. We can grab a hot dog. Like we could just whatever, like literally anything. And obviously I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't do that. And so this was a bit of a social outlet for me too. But now that I've done it, and like now I'm interacting, well, I mean, there's 36 people watching now. I found myself about to say there's only 36, but that's not me. The real me is like, holy crap, there's 36 people watching this and we're talking and chatting. Like, that's awesome. So yeah, this just kind of, there's a part of me that just really enjoys this.
Yeah. And what were you saying about 36 actually made me think of something. It's like, I feel like the rise of social media and YouTube have really desensitized a lot of people to how big a number really is.
Yeah.
Like 36 people watching a live stream compared to the rest of YouTube, that may not seem huge. But if you think about it, that's 36 people. Think of 36 people in your room right now.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people.
Exactly. Like, when's the last time I hung out with 36 people?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just really cool. I love the heck out of it. I'm glad you guys can see it. There's sometimes we're all, and I feel it myself too. Like there's a video and I'll hit done and I think the term's rendering. And I'm like, I wasn't like invested in that one. And I think that probably really came through. So, but it's also hard too. Like, and that's part of why I like it when I see people putting forth effort and I like to shout them out because I've watched their video or learned something from it, is I know what that's like too, is you spend like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on something and you put it out into the world and it's actually really good. But for whatever reason, the YouTube algorithm doesn't show it to a lot of people, or maybe the thumbnail wasn't very catchy, or maybe they like don't know who you are yet. And so they don't watch it because the person they did know put out a video, and that's no shade to the person they knew. That person worked for it. Like literally Seaton has like 300,000 subscribers. The guy worked his butt off, for it. So I get it, I get it. Like when I was first starting and he and I would put out similar videos, I understood why 40,000 people would watch his and, 200 would watch mine. So yeah. Bring me back to chat. You guys got me wound up, so I'm just talking too much.
Yeah, Richard Welding was also saying that it's not like we're all from the same town. We're from around the world, and I do think that's also something really inspiring or really fascinating to note, is that we're all from different walks of life, different places, and
yeah,
it's kind of one person or a group of people's passions that have brought us to the same place, and I'm really glad that we've all been brought here.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Hey, Nimble, you're in Asia as well. How late is it for you, man?
Thank you, Travis. That's really kind of you, man. I'm definitely trying to just be who I am. And over time, I got more comfortable with that, which is why you're seeing like more corny jokes, more animation and stuff like that, as I've just been like, this is very much me. The girl will try to catch more things. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate these. It's really cool. And I think you guys can tell that this is why I like streaming the most. We all know who it is. They're probably talking about what you were talking about, Fel. It's like there's 6 people in your living room. Yep, absolutely. Mr. Belden got lucky and pulled 6-star Shang. No way. There's a story to it. Pulled from 5 featured calves and would watch YouTubers hoping they would get him, so people would watch from that side of it. Absolutely. Yeah. It's not like we were all from your town, too. We're all over the world. I completely agree. Yep. Yeah. Mountain Falcon was an early attender of streams. It took me a long time to get streaming. I thought I'd be able to do it right away. And I just have you guys can probably actually even see it. No, you can't. I just have a little MacBook Air that I run my company off of. And I thought it would be able to stream. And so I bought all this Elgato equipment. And my computer couldn't handle it. And then I had to buy a computer during the pandemic, which was extremely expensive and time consuming.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get involved with any of the physical equipment, so I just found some random software online that lets you AirPlay to your Mac.
Oh, cool.
I'm just gonna take a wild guess. Was the computer you bought for streaming and other stuff actually cheaper than the MacBook?
No, I went way too overboard on the computer because I have very low tech knowledge, and so I found a company called Origin. Have you guys heard of them?
Yeah, of course.
And I think it was like one of their, maybe it is Origin directly. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I think it was them. But they had like all their pieces in and they custom build you a computer. And so I kind of just got on the phone with the salespeople and I was like, yeah, here, just give me the things. And they were like, sir, you really don't need that. And I was like, no. I have a YouTube channel with like 400 subscribers. Like I want to start streaming now. And they're like, sir, you really don't need these things. And it's like, okay. And they talked me out of a couple things and I'm glad they did. But I was like, I just want it now, like as soon as you can get it to me. And so they sent it out.
Yeah. I was just saying that I call them a Mac because in my experience, they're insanely expensive. Like, I don't know how Macs are priced in the US, but in Singapore at least, I think they started around $1,600, while a really solid gaming PC will set you back maybe $1,300. And by really solid, I mean like pretty much top of the line components, and even then a half decent one will only set you back about 900.
Well, so this is what's weird, because you're right is that I don't know if it's warranted or not, but they've done an excellent job of, obviously they're cool, so there's the cool factor, but then also that they just work. So there's people like myself who really don't know how to do anything, who will go to Mac because it just works, like it's simple. I'm not worried about not understanding how it's going to work and then having to fix it. And then this has come through too for me, because I've tried to work on like upgrading my stream or upgrading thumbnails or upgrading my video production. There are a lot of YouTube channels with a lot of followers and views who seem very legitimate, who will say that even if they use Photoshop or I can't think of the video creation tools from Photoshop, that they still will run it on their Mac because it handles it better than a PC does. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the reputation.
That has been my experience, especially for like programming and stuff, things that like require a lot of processing power. Macs are just super capable, and then AirDrop is just the cherry on top.
Yeah, so I use AirDrop all the time because like I'm recording stuff on my phone. I tend not to record directly to OBS, which I might start doing that for just ease. But for the most part, I'm just on my phone recording, and then I AirDrop it to a computer, create the video on the computer, send that to my gaming PC, which is where OBS is, and then that's where I do the voiceover. That's part of why it takes me forever to do a video too. Like I could remove like 2 steps, but I think there's a better end product with all those steps and all that additional editing.
Right. That's exactly what I do, minus the OBS.
Change your grind title video, Mr. Building. So when because I didn't like clear this with my wife. She's very supportive. She knows how seriously I'm taking the channel and this whole like online thing. And I told her, I was like, look, you know, the last one didn't work out because my sister came into town. I was supposed to try to grind Hercules. But I think I want to grind this. And she's just relentless on this. She's like, oh, you're going to go. I mean, I don't want to go too far with it, but she's like, you're going to go grind with your computer, huh? All right, cool. Have fun with that. So yeah, I hear you. Kind of along the lines of what you're saying, Vega, my real job, I have to be professional with everyone. I don't really hang out with anyone from working. My CrossFit. Oh, dude, that's crazy. I thought CrossFit was your main gig. That's awesome. And yeah, I absolutely understand that. The line of work I'm in, the company I run, I definitely am not. I don't wear t-shirts and make the jokes I do and talk about 90s movies. No, absolutely not. So I can understand that. JJ, hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming into the chat. Mr. Belding, I can't repeat that one.
Mr. Belding has to go to actually do some work. Good luck, man.
Mr. Belding. All right. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Vega, that's your current process as well. Campo, I think there are ways to speed that up considerably. Because I'll talk with some of the more, and it might just be that they're more experienced, but some of the more experienced YouTubers, and I'll tell them like how long a video will take me, and they're like, dude, there's something wrong there. It should not be taking that long.
Well, it's also hitting lunchtime on my side of the globe, so I'm probably going to hop off now, too.
And Spin, you and I live in the same state, right?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. It's already 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
All right. I think one more round for me, and then we got to go.
All right. Yeah, probably a good time for me as well. 3 a.m. I'll try to get some sleep.
Dude, you guys have been on for... How long have we been doing this?
It doesn't feel like that long, but it's actually been around 2 hours.
Wow. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys got to go, I appreciate it, and definitely, you know, usually I do the anything to add, so this is a good anything to add.
No. Hope the grind goes well.
Thanks.
And catch some good sleep, Fel.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'll stick around until Vega ends off the stream, just in case I need to read more comments off. But yeah, enjoy your lunch, Spin. Cheers, man.
All right, will do. See
have
ya.
a good one, Spin.
See ya.
This score is depressing me, considering like how much playing I have done.
Yeah, good timing as well. JJ was just asking how the grind was going. What are we on now? Like 36, 37 million points, right?
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I won't lie to you. I don't think it's going that well. I think you're going to have to start pulling out the refreshes.
I'm just adamant at the moment, and maybe I'll change my opinion on that or my mind, but right now I'm like, I don't want to do refreshes. I just am, maybe I'm just being a baby about this. But I'm like, I'd rather, if I'm going to refresh, I'd rather just pop crystals. For this grind. If this was the Hercules one, I would have had the exact opposite mindset.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just looking at your point score. You're about halfway through the grind now, right? Or
no, because remember, it actually ends my Sunday morning. That's something I keep reminding myself, is that there is a whole morning of Sunday for me. It won't end until 10 o'clock my time Sunday morning. So like, while it appears though I'm behind in some ways, I'm kind of not, I think, if I'm thinking it through properly.
So you basically, in effect, you have like 2 days, because you have the rest of today for you, and then you have Saturday, and then the morning of Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you'd be like a third through.
But
even then, yes, sir, go on.
No, but that's where I'm talking about how I think in the future, like I really think there's a chance I try to get Penny, and I don't know if it'll be through crystals or trying to grind her out. And Spider-Man looks cool too, to be honest. is I will choose.
Yeah.
I'll do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday grind. I don't know why. It was pretty stupid of me to think that because I was like, I can control work. Like I can take the 2 days off more or less. Work being yesterday and today. But like my family's not going anywhere. They're gonna be like in my house, in the yard, in the park, doing stuff. I'm gonna want to be with them. And so like there's a whole other, and it's always been you. You're one of the people who's always been very vocal about it. You're like, dude, you're gonna want to hang out with your family. Like, don't do this to yourself. And literally here I am, lo and behold, with that thing where like, yeah, Campo's saying the same thing. Saturday's gonna be brutal. Because I'm gonna want to hang out with them. Like we have things we do. I love my family. I have a family for a reason. And anyways, you guys don't need to hear me stay on and talk about that stuff. Devastator, thank you so much for showing up. BK, sorry we're signing off when you guys just got on. Pokecraft, thank you for being here. JJ as well. Literally everyone who stopped by. We even got super chat. People found a way to beat YouTube. YouTube was trying to kick them off. K-Dog, thank you so much. Everyone who donated, sent in support. I'm going to keep going because I just want to see what I can do with my roster. But maybe as a group, because you guys have been supported, we'll figure this out. What if we want to pop some crystals or something? I don't know. But I've enjoyed the grind and learning from it because I do want to do this in the future. So, Fel, dude, thanks for staying on, man. Anything you wanted to add, buddy?
Nah, nothing except same thing as yesterday. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and if you're going for any crystals, I hope you have better luck than me. I popped one yesterday and got a 3-star green goblin.
That's just the way it goes, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, OG Highline, thank you so much, dude. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.